Hey everybody, welcome back. It's me, your old pal Orpheus. We're here with another edition of Orpheus Plays, and yes, we are playing Blade of Sorcery again. And this time we're raiding a dungeon. Yes, there's a dungeon here, and it is kind of a beta thing still. They're still testing it, so you may see some bugs here and there. It might crash. If it does, we'll cut the episode there and come back tomorrow. Otherwise, today's challenge, you'll notice I've got this wonderful gauntlet on. It's got this kind of mini Batman razor blade thing going on. And, some glove stuff. Well, today, we don't have this arm. That arm is now gone. I have, let's say they cut it off. Yeah. Ooh. Tell us where the gold is. No. Me. Okay, there goes my arm. So we're going to take care of this dungeon today, and we're going to run it one arm. Just one. Hope you're doing well wherever you are today. It's another good day for throwing around some NPCs. Oh, does she see me? Oh, God. Okay, time to be very sneaky. We come around the corner. She does not see. All right, good. She doesn't see me. Good. I'll hide behind the rock here. Shh. They don't see me. I am rock. You will never see me. So, I was on my way to the store the other day. I think it was yesterday. Yeah. Swiss cheese memory. I was on my way to the store, and actually, I started listening to some of the radio stations here in town. Oh boy, do they suck now. I mean, like, bad. All right, slow-mo double kill? Can I do that? Start things off with a slow-mo double kill? Into the waterfall with you. No, you know what? That's not fair. Oh, come here. Hulk strong in waterfall. Oh, she's gone. See, I was listening to some radio stations. They all suck in my town. Now, I do, granted, I live in a smaller town, kind of. I mean, kind of. You know, it's... Our postmaster locally was like, what do you expect? What kind of service? I mean, we're going to be late sometimes. We're out in Mayberry. And I'm like, excuse me? She's like, well, I was transferred here. I'm like, oh, that kind of explains it a little bit. But anyway, the radio stations here kind of suck. And I think it's because radio in general just kind of went away. I think I talked about this in another video. Like, have you been listening to radio in the last 5-10 years? Have you? Probably not, because it all kind of sucks. But, like, I used to work in radio. There's no one around the corner. Okay. I used to work in radio, and I did everything from, like, morning show radio to, like, news. Where is everybody? Yes, it's the empty dungeon. Am I raiding a place that has no one in it? That's depressing. No, there'll be someone. Okay. So, yeah, I used to work in morning show radio. I also did a afternoon drive show by myself. I hosted a talk show once for a AM station that was underneath a... oh, you know what? I'm not going to say... I'm not going to say. That'll narrow things down a little too much. You people on the internet scare me. You get one detail and suddenly you're like, oh, this is where he lives. Hey, you're outside waving. So, yeah, no, I used to do several different jobs in radio, including working in news. And I'll tell you, working in radio is probably one of the more awesome jobs you can have, but it also kind of sucks. Now let me explain why. In radio, I actually went to college for broadcasting, okay? I have a degree in broadcasting and radio, as if you could... Whoa, like I said, some bugs. As if you couldn't tell, my radio voice, yes, that's right. But that is a voice that came out of working for such a long time in doing the radio. Because you kind of have to have a separate... Why this... I counted this the other day. I don't understand why this is here. Anyway, you have to kind of have a separate personality when you do radio. Because you end up sharing a lot about yourself. And it's kind of like this, right? This thing is totally ineffective. It's kind of like doing this with you guys. I share a lot about myself, but I have to kind of keep myself separate. Like Orpheus is separate than real me. Not in terms of the experiences and everything. Take that, bitch. But in terms of, like, I'm a little bit more bold and confident when I'm Orpheus, right? Okay. Well, on the radio, I started off as this, like, if you had like a comedy duo, right? There's one that's more serious and there's one that's more goofy.
What's over here?
Oh, you're hiding in the shadows, bro. Come here. Come here. Oh, look, it's a ninja. You guys at home probably didn't see that, but there was a ninja hiding in the shadows. But yeah, I was like the serious one, right? In the comedy duo, except when I started, it wasn't a comedy duo. I was just the news guy, right? And then suddenly they started leaving the microphone open more and more because the ratings went up. And they're like, what's going on? Well, it must be him.
What?
So they left me on the air more. Oh, God, this is going to be extremely challenging. All right. And suddenly it was Blank and Orpheus in the morning. Now, of course, not that, but my actual name. How am I supposed to get up there? Please don't tell me I'm supposed to get up there. We're gonna have a ball fight. Gotcha. One more. Nope, I missed. Can't get me. There we go. But so it started at like, oh, morning show. I'm Blank. Okay, this is gonna be hard. I have figured out a trick though. Slow motion. I can haul myself up the rope. Oh no. Okay, maybe not. Crap. So it got to the point where I was still the serious one, but I was mildly goofy. All right. Well, let's if you've ever heard morning show radio, and again, it's kind of difficult these days, I'm imagining, because there probably isn't a ton of it, but they used, there's a dynamic, there's a formula where they have like the news guy that comes in and he's like, making commentary on what the host is saying and everything. So that's kind of what I did, except it was for basically the whole show. All right, bro.
On guard.
On guard. Yeah, here, have knife. Oh, you're clever. Close quarters combat. Sorry, got a little carried away there. But yeah, I was the one that was always making commentary on things. And so you're asking, well, why does that suck? That sounds like a good job. Well, first of all, I got paid $22,000. Yeah, got a college degree so that I could get paid the bare minimum. Ooh. You are fireplaced. Placed him in the fire. Anyway, bad joke. Dad joke. So, yeah, I got paid like the bare minimum that you can get paid for a job, which blows because, well, you have to be up. So, morning show radio starts at just about 6 a.m., a little before 6 a.m. All right, you're getting a bowl of punch. And, ooh, they're coming. Hey, boys, I'm right here. Surprise punch. Anyway, so yeah, you imagine you got to get up. When you hear morning radio, or morning radio in general, starts at about 6 a.m. Well, in order for me to prepare for that, especially as the news guy, right, I got to be up in time to get the news off the news wire, rewrite it for ourselves, get some news locally, write that up. And mind you, I was the one that was going out getting all these stories too, like the local ones. So I was out interviewing people all afternoon and everything. Well, in order to be there and ready at 6 a.m., Hulk strong. Cosmic uppercut. But I had to be up, no joke, 3 o'clock every morning. 3 o'clock. And that means, I wake up, the entire world is asleep except for me. And so it's like, 24-hour places suddenly become your friend. But 3 o'clock in the morning, wake up, get myself ready, get to the radio station, do all that work, get on the air, right? Do a 5-hour shift. And then so, and then 5-hour shift, then I wait for noon, I do the noon news, and then I go out and start doing my interviews and everything, the news work. All right. Well, In all of the radio station jobs that I've ever had, there has not just been one radio station, okay, that the company had. This is stabbing blind. I'll just stand behind this until she dies. What is going on? Sorry, had to cheat there. There we go. I am the one-armed man. Let me get that. Give me the sword. So yeah, there was never a station, like a radio station company that had only one radio station in it, right? So there was always, at bare minimum, 3 or 4.
On guard.
And I was... little flick across the neck there. And I was the one that had to do the news for all of them. Now, I was only a co-host on one. This is going to suck. And normally I have trouble doing this two-handed. Okay. Well, normally I'm the one that does the news and the co-hosting on one. Oh God, on one of them. All right. Well, most of my jobs I had to go and do the news on one. Oh God. Oh Jesus. No. Nope. Wrong thing. Oh boy. Okay. Like I said, this is gonna suck. Hey, do you guys mind if I cheat real quick? Of course you don't. This is nonsense. Nope. Okay, I still can't do it, even though I have both my hands. Oh, God. All right, sorry. Back to... No, I popped a cooldown. Never mind. Grow arm. 30-second duration. All right. So, yeah, I was delivering news around the clock. And it was, 2 times an hour on the other stations. Well, on all stations, 2 times an hour. Come here. And I had to do that over and over and over again. So that was my whole morning, just delivering news the whole time. Well, hey, that's kind of cool, except where does your social life go? Where does your social life go? In order to be up at 3 a.m., I had to go to bed like 6 p.m., something like that. Which, oh my God, you never see anybody. You never do anything. I had started, I was in a job, it was like my 4th radio job, and I'm with my wife. Then at that point, she wasn't my wife, she was my girlfriend. And, one-handed. And so she was working at a gas station as a manager. I was working, she doesn't see me. I was working at the radio station. And so her shift was, did she not see that? How would you not see the fucking fireball like fly by? She's like, yep, another normal day. Oh. But yeah, I would go to work 3 a.m., come home, go to sleep at 6, and that was my life. She worked from 4:30 until 10 p.m., and so I get to see her maybe an hour if I'm lucky. So like that was a rough part in our relationship. But some of the things that so I'll give you a specific story. No, you on guard. Look, bro, I'm busy. Gotta do the cheap, dirty death. Is he still alive? You are. Come here. Come here. No, you, come here. So, I'll give you one example of why radio sucks. It was the big game. I will say it this way because, oh my God, do their lawyers love to have field day when you say this. The Superb Owl. Spell that out. SUPERBOWL. Superb Owl, right? The big game. Well, in radio, you got to make a big deal out of basically every friggin' thing that happens. And so, my co-host and I, this is my first radio job, by the way. My co-host and I are like, we're kind of dicking around. We're talking about, the big game coming up. Hey, who do you think is going to win? And I'm like, I think the juries are going to win. And he's like, I think that the Bob team is going to win. And I'm like, no, you want to put your money where your mouth is? And he's like, yeah. So we never really planned what we were going to do with the radio thing, like with the mornings. We had like a rough outline, right? There are actually services. that you can pay to give you things to talk about. Ooh, excuse me. Had beans last night. That's my bad. So there are services that'll like give you things to talk about, like current events and jokes, stuff like that. Which is why back then, if you traveled a lot, you might have noticed, or if you tune into different shows, you might have noticed that they talk about very similar things, almost down to like the word, right? Well, so we used some of those. That's not really a big industry secret or scandal or anything. Oh, that's not working. Off the cliff with you. So we didn't really plan. We just kind of went, oh, what do you want to talk about today? Oh, the Superb Owl is coming up this weekend, and we're just going to talk about it. Oh, okay, we'll see where that goes. So we're like, yeah, no, I think this team's going to win. It's like, no, I think that team's going to win. So we open it up to callers, and we're like, who do you think's going to win? What should Orpheus and we'll call him Steve. What should Orpheus and Steve do in the morning, for the bet? What should the loser have to do? So we took calls all morning. It was like, oh, he should. We crashed. Oh, did we crash? We crashed. Oh boy, what is happening? In the void. Oh, you're back home with me. Hey, you're back home with me. So let me finish the story real quick. So here, yeah, this is my home environment right now. This is the little Santa Claus village or whatever. Anyway, so we're talking, and take calls, and they're like, oh, he should wear the jersey of the other team the whole time. He should, have to chug a bottle of hot sauce or something. And we're kind of jerking around the whole time, the whole morning, getting to the point where we want to keep people tuned in, right? So we go and we're like, okay, well, let's get the final couple of things. And one person that called in was like, I've got the perfect thing. How about the one that loses has to walk in a thong up and down the highway that the radio station was on? And we're like, yeah, that'll be funny. Ha, ha, ha. That's a great idea. Well, you never guess who lost the bet, right? Me. I lost the bet, right? So you get to the point where it's like, that's the morning we got to do it. Okay, it's freezing outside. This was in a northern part. Kind of looked like this at that point in the year, okay? So there we go. I'm figuring we'll kind of just flub this radio style, right? We'll just like, we'll do some sound effects, and I'll go, brr, it's so cold out here. Brr. Well, the boss, the owner of the station's like, well, you guys made it. He's got to go out and do it. And so he goes into the prize closet and he gets me a Speedo. He's like, go ahead and put this on. I'm like, you can't be serious. He's like, no, get out there. Get out there and do that thing. So I have a microphone, a little remote pack. And I'm like, yeah, he's cutting to me on the radio. He's like, how's it going out there, Orpheus? I'm like, it is damn freezing out here. I hate you. So I'm walking, like literally just a Speedo, walking up and down the side of the highway with a sign that said, other team won, right? There's people, and at this point, I was pretty well known in that town. So it's not like, it was a mystery person out on the street, and all these people are going on their morning drive. And there I am. Hello. Oh, that was embarrassing, especially, shrinkage. All right. So we'll cut that off today with a little bit of radio fun. The basic idea is radio, it's awesome, but it sucks. You don't have a social life. You don't get paid anything. You do dumb stuff for the sake of ratings, and you pretty much... you feel bad about it sometimes. All right, we'll see you next time. Another edition of Orpheus Plays, and apparently sits in his home environment. But yeah,